Hello, in the video. Today we're going to take a look at a Pokemon that I really want to take a look at. It's going to be the Lanturn here. I would actually be able to also build one here, but we have basically our XL King here. Basically, we already saw like on the last video we did from this person who sent us the bells. Like everybody was like, oh, how does he get all the XLs? I don't know, but we have here an XL Lanturn, which is very interesting to take a look at. And we also have the XL version of Lanturn, and Lanturn is like the main Pokemon I want to take a look at. Because this Pokemon is really cool. Like, this Pokemon has a lot of potential. You also see Obstruct Obstagoon again, just like the last episode from this person that sent us the battles. But Lanturn is insanely bulky. I battled Lanturn several times already in this cup from my opponents. I always hated to play against it. I always hated it. It was such a strong Pokemon to play against. And yeah, we're going to take a look if this is still the case here. As always, I didn't really take a look at the battles here. For me, it's the first time as well seeing those. So I don't know how good it's going to be for this person. We see the double boost for like Obstruct, and now also the attack. That's insane. We see Dragon Claw coming through. Don't know if this actually helps them though. I think they still should outspeed them though for the next move. Okay, never mind. They still had the move stalled already. If they went straight for it, they would have outsped, but you still might get to the move. You actually would get to the move, but the opponent swaps out in time. Still might not be over yet. I'm not sure. It's going to be tough. Can we do enough damage here? This is the issue with the Lanturn. While yes, you're going to be very bulky and you're going to be able to survive a lot of hits, you don't have the damage output really that you have, for example, in the Great League, it feels like. You're going to do less damage here. The opponent seems to only have Ice Punch, so I guess you're trying to farm them all the way down. I think you had to commit to the farm down. I think the farm down would have been the thing that you needed to do, because like this, I think Giratina still doesn't have a move. Maybe you try to catch, but you need 2 moves against them anyway. Pretty sure the Giratina still need at least 1 more, but like this is going to be so close. 1 serve should knock them out, but you're going to not get there. Oh, they die on the move. That's so sad. Next one, we see the Charizard. This is the main matchup that you want to face. Warrain would have been also fine, but Obstagoon against Warrain is also fine, especially as the opponent here decides to go ahead and just don't throw the move immediately, which allows you now to buff your defenses, makes this Earthquake do basically nothing, kind of tickling there. And even if they go for another Earthquake here, you should be fine. It's going to be an Icicle Spear, no issues here. You have to throw a charge move though, and you throw it too late. That's kind of awkward. Can you still survive it? You can, that's very good. We see a Night Slash coming through. Do they want to realign here? They do not, and you can go ahead and go for 1 more Night Slash here, aligning your Pokemon again, which is very good for you, getting some damage against the opponent. And we see a Ferrothorn now against Altaria. This is actually an interesting matchup, because your Dragon Breath is going to be resisted. But the opponent still has Thunder here, as you can see, which I expected there. But yeah, the Sky Attack going to do still a ton of damage, I think. Like, it still should be a decent matchup for Altaria, even though you see this AP there. This is a best buddy level 50, like level 51 Altaria there, which is kind of crazy. We see this Sky Attack coming through. We're going to see another shield coming up here. The opponent most likely going to try to catch a move soon, I would say, because they kind of need to do that. We see the, they're actually going to expect that they catch the move, and this is a very good play by you. Not throwing immediately, trying to see when the opponent tries to go into their Charizard. This allows you to catch now the Blast Burn. Blast Burn still does more damage than the Dragon Claw here. You're actually going to undercharge, which is okay, I guess. I don't think it changes anything, to be fair, for you here. In terms of the bulk that you have, they cannot farm you down with the Ferrothorn. Should have most likely thrown a charge move here, but I don't think it doesn't matter either, because you will be able to go ahead and go for 2 Sky Attacks here that will knock them out. You could have went for 1 Thunderbolt, which would have put them into range for 1 Sky Attack, but I think even Dragon Breath alone will be enough there. Good game. Next opponent, we will see Aurorus. Aurorus is a cool Pokemon. Also, I think a matchup that you should win with the Lanturn, because you have Surf. Still, Meteor Beam is no joke. Meteor Beam is such a good addition for this Pokemon. Actually, always like when you might have like those sea days, like also Luxberry, which was not really too exciting because the Pokemon itself isn't too exciting, but you still get then the move on other Pokemon later on, which I really like. Here we see actually 2 shields coming up against Meteor Beam. I think you could have let the first move go through though, but like here we see the opponent going into a Gyarados. That's so ridiculous because this thing going to get a one shot here. Can now swap into your obstacle when the pawn decides to forfeit. That was a good one there. Oh man, like, I don't want to be the player with the Gyarados there. Completely getting wrecked by our Lanturn there, which is crazy. Really want to build one now actually. Like for the Ultra League, I think it might be a cool core breaker for a lot of things, especially now since the Wing Attack update. I think before it wasn't really the best Pokemon, but now with the Wing Attack update you are able to just destroy all of those Charizards, which is amazing, and you're neutral against a lot of other Pokemon. What you're not neutral against is here the Ninetales with the Altaria. This is really awkward. I think you should have went for 2 Sky Attacks instead though. You kind of have to shield here. You're forced to shield here. You have to go for Surf, and you have to go for Surf quick because they're going to be able to nearly knock you out already. We see the Surf coming through. It doesn't knock them out. You're going to let this move go through. There's no reason. I would have at least let the move go through. You have to kind of hope that the Obstagoon can sweep endgame here. And I think this game is over anyway. I think no matter what, this game is over. But I think your play was to no shield here because now you have to get hit by this lunge here, which doesn't really help you, and you're gonna get hit by another one. It's going to be definitely a good game at this point. Kinda sad, but still, what can you do? Still pretty okayish for you. We will see the Night Slash coming through, going to get them pretty low, but they still had, of course, I think there's still a full Pokemon in the back. But we see a very good lead again here with the Charizard. That's very nice. We see an Auroras coming in, which is even better for you. Very common-ish combination as well, because Auroras kind of beats a lot of stuff that Charizard doesn't want to see, and vice versa. We will see that the Meteor Beam is still going to do a ton of damage. They can still get to another move, but because of Obstruct, you're actually going to be able to farm them all the way down. Makes you kind of, I don't know, like farm down potentially here though for the Charizard. They're still definitely going to get to another Night Slash here, but the Charizard basically going to end up having around like 70-80 energy here, which is a little bit tricky. You can go into your Lantern and you can take all the moves here. Do they go for Dragon Claw? They're gonna go for Dragon Claw. It's kind of like this common disbelief there that Dragon Claw, even though it's like neutral, does more damage than Blast Burn, but it does not. We see a Jellicent here in the back, and basically Jellicent is a Pokemon that is way more common nowadays. I tried to use it as well for a little bit, but couldn't really find a team that was working for it. So I gave it up. I don't think I'm going to make a video about Jellicent either. But it's a very cool Pokemon here because it's so bulky. But Lanturn can break the core between like the Jellicent and the Charizard, which is a pretty common core because Jellicent and Charizard is also a very good combination. As Charizard also beats something, for example, like the Obstagoon, which you don't really want to face as a Jellicent, which is very nice. Here, we're going to see a no-shield coming up here, of course, because Shadow Ball is basically the most threatening move here. Going to be able to go ahead and farm down. We're going to see a crit. We're going to see also another Galvantula. It's also a Pokemon I kind of want to try out. But we will see what this can do here. We can see the Surf coming through. We're going to get shielded, which is fine. We're going to see another shield coming up here now, most likely soon. No, actually, you're going to let this move go through. You're going to go into the Altaria. Swapping into Altaria is always a little bit risky, but we see a Mandibuzz coming in. Actually curious on how this matchup going to turn out. You have Moonblast, which actually going to two-shot it. I think this is a very good matchup for you then. Like, they will not two-shot you with 2 Dark Pulses, I would say. Yeah, they don't. So you can actually realign or get the shield advantage, which is amazing for you. As we see the Dark Pulses coming through, you can overfarm a little bit, and you can even go for 1 Sky Attack at this point because you debuffed them so much, like you got so much health off with your Dragon Breath, which is amazing. We see the Galvantula coming back in here, and the Altaria is just going to town here. Getting to another Sky Attack, getting the final shield of the opponent. You can go ahead, let this move go through, and just hope that they don't have Ninetales on the back. This would be a little bit awful if they have a Ninetales on the back, because you have Obstagoon there. You see Cross Poison actually, and the attack rose sharply. You have to shield again. Holy hell, this is not something I would have expected that I would see here. We see, I think it's a Unovan Stunfisk XL. That's actually wild. I think that's actually a good pick for this meta. I completely forgot that this Pokemon existed. But this would beat, it's basically similar to Lanturn. Like, you would be able to beat Charizard. You also would have access to moves that would hit the Auroras for super effective. I think this would be actually a cool pick to use right now, the Stunfisk, but of course, I at least don't have that one build yet. I would have enough XL candy for it for sure, but I don't really think that I'm going to use it. Thankfully, the opponent swaps out into their Galvantula. You even get the attack boost, but you also was just able to knock them out anyway, so it didn't really matter that you got the attack boost there. Good game there. Horrible lead here, I think. I think it's horrible. Yeah, because you're part water type. The electric type move is going to still be neutral here. You're still gonna do some more damage though, and you're going to have more bulk than the opponent, but less attack points there, so we will see the Thunder Punch coming through, and you see already, like, there's going to be a losing matchup as far as I can see at least. I think you still win the Zero Shield maybe, but we see the swap out now, we see the Charizard coming in, kinda clear. You could actually use something else than Altaria in the back maybe, but I think the Altaria plus Lanturn core is just more an homage to a very common core that's also like basically the same there in the Great League right now. Also, it's a very good core in the Great League version of the Holiday Cup, so I guess that's why they went for it. We will see here the Blastman coming through, not going to knock you out yet. You can go for one Night Slash here, very good for you. This Night Slash going to come through and going to not knock them out either, but you can snipe them with a Lantern, which is cool. We see the Emperors coming in. You can take one Thunder Punch still, and you will be able to get to another Surf in time as far as I know, but nope. You're going to also went for one extra there, which is fine because you would have lost CMP anyway, so it doesn't matter if you go for one extra or not. So this play was totally okay. We see the Altaria, now we see it in Auroras, and like that's going to be a good game. There's nothing that you can do here anymore. You have to shield up this Weather Ball, you have to go for one Moonblast, and there is literally nothing that you can do. You're actually going to bait here. Very funny, but like doesn't help you, because you can not even get to one Night Slash here, so it's going to be a good game. And we will see what's going to happen in the next one now, because yeah, Altaria against Ice type is a little bit tricky in this meta. That's why also I thought of making a video about Shadow Dragonite, but I was not really seeing any option where I was like, oh, this would be a cool way to use Shadow Dragonite, because Charizard is kind of neutral against it. Obstagoon, you're kind of okay against it, that's fine, but then you have like Auroras, Walrein, the Hisuian Everluck I saw a lot of times as well. We have a lot of Charm users now with the Alone Ninetales coming around, so like it's not really the best Pokemon to use right now, and I think it's kind of similar for the Altaria as well. You're a little bit more bulky at least, but you don't have the superpower which would, for example, annihilate the normal types in this meta. We see Giratina coming in here, that's kind of awkward. Oh god, the opponent has a shiny Shadow Charizard. I was super unlucky when we had the Stardust in the like in the Rocket Leaders there. I did a ton of Stardust, I think at least 100 or something in total, because we also had like this big event in the beginning where we got like super easy those leaders, and I did like a ton of them because I also wanted to try to get some good 12km X. But I was not lucky at all. I didn't get a single starter as a shiny, which was really sad. And then I think the newcomer came around and I got like a new shiny immediately in the first one with the shiny Sableye, which was kind of nice, but like I wasn't lucky for them, which I find kind of sad. Really wanted to get a shiny Shadow Charizard, but wasn't it. Also, what wasn't it here is going to be this game, because there is nothing that you can do anymore. You're gonna get the shield there. You can also already forfeit here, theoretically, but you're just going to play it out, and at least you didn't throw the move there as well. I actually don't mind forfeiting a lot. Like, I actually see myself forfeiting way more often instead of just like playing out the final matchups there, even though, like, if I know that I lose, unless like Niantic gives me some opportunity that is not like a boost chance, but like lag or something, I usually just quit. You don't have to do it yourself, of course, but for me, it just does make more sense to go ahead and quit out when I know that I most likely won't be able to win this game. What is cool here was that you actually were able to realign, which allows you to go back into your... Oh, that's going to be tough. Go back into your Lantern here. We're going to see the Auroras coming in. They are kinda a two-shot, kinda not a two-shot. Like, they're going to be a two-shot in a while. Like, you're going to need some more damage on them. You're actually going to catch the move on the Altaria. This is a wild. It's going to be a Meteor Beam. It's not going to knock you out. I don't know if that was... I mean, I think it was smart, because now you can shield this move up. The Talonflame is all going to be resisted. It's going to be Weather Ball. Doesn't matter. You can go for one Surf now because the Dragon Breath is going to do enough damage. And I think this move was genius. Like, I really enjoyed this move now, because you should be able to... I don't think you actually one-shot them as well. I think you should go for... Okay, no, you one-shot them after this break, but for sure. But yeah, I think they also just quit the app or something. But catching the Meteor Beam there on the Altaria was better than I thought. It was a little bit risky. If they were able to just like see that and go for the Weather Ball, then it was been like kind of horrible play. But like this was amazing, and put them basically into range for a Surf, which was really good. What is not really good going to be this lead here with the Shadow Ampharos. Ampharos in general seems to be a very good and common pick nowadays as well. Don't really want to make a video about it either. Already made a video about an electric type with Yellow and Golem. But the most common team right now is most common team with Ampharos at least is Ampharos as a safe swap, a lone 9 hits in the lead with Charm, and another electric type, either Magnezone or a lone Golem in the back, because you will be able to get out the potential Dragon type Pokemon with the Ampharos, which has Brutal Swing, so you're going to be able to counter even something like the Giratina pretty easily. And then basically you can sweep endgame with whatever electric type you want to have in the bag. Very cool tactic, definitely, and helps out the Charmer as well, because you can counter with both of your Pokemon in the bag the potential Charizard. So very cool team idea as well, but I don't really want to use it because I've seen it so often now that I find it a little bit lame. What I don't find lame is that you can still get to the surf here that will knock out the opponent and you have an obstacle now, and I think you win this game already. Altaria is just going to be able to win this game for you. So this is going to be also it for this video. Thanks for letting me showcase your battles, the opponent going to forfeit here, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on the video, and I see you in the next one. Bye!